The movie starts with a company that has made some android robots. These robots looked like humans, but they are called simulants. These simulant robots are given 4 principles, which they always have to obey. First was that they cannot hurt humans. Second was that they cannot upgrade themselves. Third, they cannot break the rules of government. And the 4th principle was that they need to obey humans in any case. Later, we are shown a couple whose husband's name was Ivan, and they had a simulant in their house who used to do all the housework. He even really loved playing the piano, and his wife liked to make paintings. Every day, Ivan used to have a dream in which he was in a car accident with his wife that was really bad, and even died due to being injured. Every day, because of this dream, Ivan used to wake up in fear. He used to tell his wife about this dream, and she used to say that it's just a dream. But there was something off about her. She always used to stay in a room with Ivan, and Ivan was not allowed in that room. In the next scene, we are shown a police for the robots, who used to keep an eye on them to check whether they are working properly or not. If there was a problem, they would have turned him off. Here a detective got a simulant whose name was Esme. He was hired to find her. Esme was turned off in the past, but suddenly her system got signals by which she ran away. The detective came to a rented house as he got to know that Esme lives here. He stood outside her house. As soon as Esme came out, he put a gun on her, but she was too powerful. She removed the gun and punched the detective and dropped him down, then picked him up, and this time she threw him off the stairs. After that, she started to run. Now this was weird because the principle of simulants says that they need to obey every word of humans, but here she is not obeying her. The detective had some special magnetic gun. He went to find her. As soon as he used the gun, all the simulants started to jam. He saw Esme in a frozen state and took her and left her in the office and came back to her house to investigate. When he was investigating, a guy came who claimed to be the neighbor of Esme, but he was actually a scientist and a hacker. He told his name as Casey. He asked about Esme. Where is she and why are you here? Detective replied, do you know the girl you have been living with is a simulant? Casey was shocked, but he didn't say anything and left. After this, the detective found a diary, a fish tank, and a book. He was confused as the simulants are not designed in a way that they could feel human feelings. Later, he went to his office, where Esme was laid on the table. After scanning her body, they got to know that the code that they put in her while making her is replaced by a new code that cannot be replaced, because of which she has human-like feelings in her. On checking her brain data, they saw the memories of Casey as he was Esme's boyfriend. They wanted to find the person who is changing the simulants. To get more information, he went to find Casey. But when he went to the apartment, he got to know that Casey left the place. He found a book that was given by Esme. The detective went to the bookshop from which this book was bought. When the detective was searching for any clue, Casey came here, but soon he ran before the detective could find him. There, Ivan's wife was taking a bath in the pool. She was looking really tense. When Ivan came to her to calm her down, she pushed him, saying that she can't hide the truth anymore. She took Ivan to the room that was restricted for him before. There was another simulant of Ivan's wife. Here we gotta know that Ivan is not a human, but a simulant. His wife removed the skin from his chest, telling him that the dreams you get are the visions of the accident in which my husband died. She said that before dying, we promised each other to buy simulants for each other rather than finding a new partner. Ivan got shocked and said, it's a lie. He is human, not a simulant. But his wife told him that, no, you are a robot. But he refused, saying no, he is real and he loves her. Hearing this, his wife felt strange. She turned off his system. After a while, Casey came here, who claimed himself as the company worker. He checked Ivan, as his wife told everything, saying that he is getting visions of the accident and he is having human emotions. Casey told her that he is getting visions because the memories of Ivan were installed in him, and that's why he wants to love you and live with you. Ivan's wife didn't want to live with a simulant anymore, and she decided to completely turn him off. But Casey stopped her, saying that instead of turning him off, you can send him to a place that is made for simulants. Ivan's wife agreed, as she also didn't want to destroy him. The detective came to meet the manager of the robot company. He told her everything about Esme and asked about Casey, but because Casey was not his real name, she didn't understand anything. So the detective showed her the sketch he made of Casey. Manager understood and told him that he is an amazing scientist and hacker. But soon he left the company because he thought, no matter if the robots are made for humans, but they still need some respect. Humans only think of them as servants. Ivan's wife left him in the place where all the other simulants were. She said goodbye and left. Soon Casey came and told Ivan, I know you are a simulant, and your wife was about to destroy you completely. I want to help you to get back to your wife. For this, you need to help me. In the next scene, the detective brought Esme back to her senses and asked about Casey. She didn't tell him anything. Ivan's clone came to the place where the real accident happened, and he understood that he is a simulant. He went to Casey, who started to operate on him. Casey removed the main chip from his chest, by which he will live like a human. Casey brought Ivan to a club for celebration, but a detective was finding him, so he located his location. Detective found Ivan there as he tried to contact his wife, who was his real owner. The clone of Esme that was made by Casey came to him and started to dance. They were talking to each other about a plan. Here we learned that Casey wants to free all the simulants so that they can live freely. They went to the parking area, kidnapping the biggest scientist and taking the ID of the main system and the password of the company from him, and put a virus into it after hacking it. So the rules made for robots could be destroyed, but it takes 2 days to upgrade the system. The detective located them. He came with his team. There was a van where the clone of Esme was living. Seeing them, she tried to run, but the detective shot her, making her freeze. They took her with them. There they got to know that her system cannot be changed because Casey put a lot of security in her. When they start to ask her questions, a white light starts to blink near her neck, and as they investigate, something happens to Esme's clone, and soon she is destroyed. On the call of the detective, Ivan's wife went to meet Ivan. She was shocked seeing him so changed. He came from somewhere as she told him that you can't go around like this. You are a stimulant. Ivan told her that I became a human for you, so now we can live happily together. Ivan's wife felt strange, so she stopped him. In the evening, Ivan went to see her, but he saw her with another man. He feels jealous, so he asks her about this, on which they had an argument. Now to get even in case he caught, her wife told the detective their location, so the detective got ready with his team. Esme, who was there, somehow contacted Casey and told him to leave the place. Casey told this to Ivan, who suggested going to his farmhouse. So before the detective could catch them, they left for the farmhouse. He came to his office and started to ask questions to Esme. She told him that she loved Casey. That's why she told him that you were coming. Detective got angry and started to beat Esme badly and ordered her to shut down. When they started to suffer, the detective felt bad, but he knew she was a simulant. Now Ivan's wife once again told the detective their location. In the morning when Casey came out, he saw the detective here, who pointed a gun at him. They both fight and the detective is shot, and Casey was injured. Instead of blood, a white liquid was dripping from Casey's wound as we got to know that he was a simulant himself. He picked up the detective and threw him away. Detective was really injured, so to spend his last minute, he went under the shed where Ivan sat beside him, and the detective died. Now it is shown that after 2 days the virus has been upgraded and all the simulants are free. Ivan told Casey that he didn't want him to die, and the detective said that it's fine because my work has been completed now. My master will come. Here we gotta know that the whole plan was made by the real Casey, who made a clone of himself. The real Casey came and thanked the clone Casey, after which Casey clone died. Ivan came to his wife to convince her, but she pushed him away again. Being really angry, he grabbed his wife by hairs and drowned her in the pool by which she died. He went to his wife's clone and turned her on so that they could live together. Esme was being sold in an auction. Her memories were erased. Casey bought her by another man at a very expensive price. He was happy that now he can spend his life with her. Although her memories were erased, they left to start a new life. The movie ends here. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching.